Bill. You see that he put the little stool there so I can actually look out and see you. I think it's for Atlanta and my benefit here. Good afternoon. I'm San Wong, as Bill said, Director of the Iowa Department of Human Rights. I'd like to begin by thanking both Lana Ross and Jamie Whitney for inviting me to be a part of your conference, training conference today. As Bill mentioned, the last time that I was here it's probably, I've been here about in this position for 3 years. So the last time, actually, I think I started either the same month or within a month that I started in this position. This was one of the first things I did was to attend this conference. So since that time, certainly, I have come to very much appreciate how vital community action agencies across the state are to the well-being of our communities here in Iowa. You are the glue that holds together your communities and the safety net that ensures the most vulnerable in our communities have access for services and support their need for self-sufficiency and to be successful in life. And that certainly really is very much in line with our mission in the Department of Human Rights. When Bill was getting ready to tell his story, I was wondering if he was going to tell stories about his dogs when he was growing up. Every year at Thanksgiving, he throws in a story about some wayward dog of his. To inspire people for Thanksgiving, and usually start something we end up raising money for the food bank, etc. So it's all for a good cause, but we do have some fun in the department as well, and I think in contrast sort of to the gravity of the work that all of you do, I think it's important building community within our department, within the division as well. I think it's important. I look out, I see many of our staff here, certainly a lot of the folks who are from Community Action Agency, as well as Mike Adams, who's in Central Edmond and does the monitoring. So I'd like for all of you to at least stick your hand up so we can see all the staff here who are from the Department of Human Rights and give them all a hand. Well, the Department of Human Rights is very proud to be the state agency that partners with both the association as well as our local community action agencies and other community-based organizations to strengthen and support local efforts to combat poverty. We value that partnership with our local community action agencies in the state as well as the association, and we work together to strengthen services for low-income families. I think this is the ultimate symbiotic relationship. Beyond collaborating, I think we all, each of our organizations wouldn't be as strong, wouldn't be able to do the kind of work that we do if it wasn't for each other. So I think it's, as I said, it's sort of beyond collaboration. As an agency, though, as a department, we collaborate with many organizations at the state, federal, local level, private, public organizations, government, nonprofit, etc. But there are no other organizations or network with whom our mission is more aligned than with those of you who are working in the community action area. I spoke with Sharon Ford earlier at lunch today, and she was at one of our many 13 community outreach meetings we had throughout the state last year. And in each of those community outreach meetings, our intention was really to go out in the communities and find out about education, healthcare, and transportation, economic issues, what are the issues in your local communities. And those conversations were always enhanced whenever a representative from Community Action Agency was there, because the conversations are deeper, they are more comprehensive, you have a view of your communities really at a much more deep and comprehensive level. So that really also enhanced my appreciation and understanding of the important work that you do. We at the department our mission is to ensure the basic rights, freedoms, and opportunities for everyone in Iowa by empowering underrepresented Iowans and eliminating economic, social, and cultural barriers. We help individuals attain economic independence by ensuring access to government services and advancing educational achievement and entrepreneurial success that is consistent with their aspirations. So as you can see, that's very much what you do in your communities, and we are very honored to partner with you on these efforts. At this time, I wanted to also take a moment to congratulate all of you for your 50th anniversary. It sounds, and many of you on your individual agencies as well. When I looked at the program earlier, I thought about it. It's like, oh, I'm not sure I should say this, but I was also born in 1964, so this is my anniversary, different kind of anniversary, obviously. So it was an interesting when I saw 50. So it was an interesting connection for me personally. So thank you very much. I'm very much looking forward to our speaker this afternoon, and so have a great rest of the conference. I look forward to visiting some of you individually throughout the conference. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Lana Ross. I just put it on upside down. I'm the Executive Director of Iowa Community Action Association, and it's great to be here today and be able to introduce our speaker. Before I do that, I just want to say, when you're working with elected officials, you have to be a little bit flexible. So I have some things to say, but I'm just going to work around when Governor Branstad appears. So bear with me. Things may interrupt a little bit here and there, but just know that's kind of what happens when you're working with people with very complicated schedules. And I know that the governor is headed to the National Governors Association, so we're trying to fit into his travel plans. So some things that I was going to say now, I'm going to wait and say those later, and we'll move immediately into our keynote speaker. And I'm very excited to be able to introduce our keynote, who I think is very much herself an inspirational leader. I heard about Sandra Club Hatfield when she delivered a speech to a group of leaders from the greater Des Moines area, and some colleagues told me that she hit it out of the park, which I thought seemed like an appropriate analogy for an athletic director, because that's what she does. She's beginning her 8th year as the athletic director for Drake University. I'm going to put on my feminist hat for just a minute and say she was the first woman to serve as an athletic director at an NCAA Division I school in the state of Iowa, and she's one of only 31 women athletic directors in 300 Sandra and her husband, Jeff Club, a native of Sigourney down in CETA territory. Give a cheer for CETA. There you go. Live in the Beaverdale neighborhood with their 2 children. Let's see, Tristan, their son, and Skylar, their daughter. And let's give her a warm community action welcome.
Unbelievable opportunity to be here with you today, and quite humbling, to be honest with you. The work that you're doing in our community is extraordinary, and so I just want to say thank you on behalf of all the people of Iowa. So thank you very much. Before I start, I want to tell Bill that I too really support the Blue Band. Yeah. Break Blue.
Oh yeah.
You rarely see me without it on someplace with my bulldog or my blue, so I strongly support the state of Iowa going with the Blue Band. To heck with that other colors of yellow and black and crimson and gold and that purple color somewhere else. We'll just go blue. So when Tiffany and I spoke about what would be an appropriate message for you today, we talked about change and how change is important, and that you are working daily to inspire change. And so I thought at that time, as we talked, I said, well, what about a title of Inspiring Hearts for Change? I mean, that sounds